My throat fucking hurts.
What'd you go and do that for?
Do you want to know the honest answer?
Yeah, I do.
You want to do the intro first? I always say, why don't you start? Unless you want me.
Welcome back to the Modcast. I'm Jake Overall.
I'm Gabe Anderson. They call me Goob, too.
That sounds so weird backwards.
Well, fuck you. Welcome to the Modcast. My name's Gabe Anderson.
I'm Jake Overall.
Yeah, I like that way, but that is weird. I think it's just because we've been saying it that way so many times.
Yeah, it sounded odd.
If you want to know the honest answer, let me tell you about my fucking Sunday real quick.
Okay.
Spent about 3 hours in the urgent care because my dumbass on Friday night was putting something back in our refrigerator, and this glass jar got bumped and fell out from about middle of my chest height on the refrigerator door to my big toe.
Just the big toe? Like,
literally
everything else?
Literally just the nail on my big toe.
Oh, nice.
Bro, talk about pain.
That's like next level beyond Legos.
Yeah. So this happened at like 8 o'clock-ish Friday, right? So I'm like, all right, put foot up, ice it, ibuprofen, whatever the fuck, right? And Sunday, to not go in because I just don't fucking want to go in for something stupid like, ow, my toe hurts.
Yeah, right. Oh, my toe.
Yeah, and for fucking $1,000, like, no, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I'm all set.
So, I finally gave in to the pain on Sunday because, I mean, bro,
just brutal.
It was brutal to the point of where the physician, they end up like melting the fucking thing in the back of my toe to like release the blood out from underneath it because it was just nothing. And she's like, oh, there's going to be some under there, but it won't be much. And she's like squeezing. She's like, all right, that should be it. And then she keeps going and going. And then she's even getting to the point of where she's like,
wow,
is this okay?
Very nice.
I'm like, yeah, fucking hurt, bro. Anyway, so
yeah.
While we're in the waiting room for this lady comes in with her daughter, little young kid, and she says to the person behind the counter, oh yeah, strep's going around the school.
Sick.
Now, mind you, I was only in contact close for X amount of time, and she was on the other side of the room. But the thing that pissed me off is the mother, doing the responsible thing, says to the lady, do you want us to wait in the car? Pretty fucking, nice. Lady, no, that's fine. Go take a seat.
What? Yes, we would like you to go wait in the car because you're probably contagious.
Everybody else in the car, or in this building, wants you to go wait in the car, but whatever.
Dude, so I have an equally shitty experience with urgent care facilities. I am not a fan of those places whatsoever.
No. This was, actually, I'm not going to say where it was, but...
So, was it your driver's toe or your clutch toe?
Gas foot, buddy.
Gas foot? All right, so now you got to push it to the floor with the other four?
Yeah. You can't do the old SpongeBob episode where it's floor it and then it's just
out
a big
of
toe.
the shoe, boom, through the floor. I love it.
It's the reverse of that because how to fuck my toe up.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. Usually, I'm the one getting broken.
Yeah, what the fuck? And sick.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be the picture of health. The fat ass over here. Oh god.
Yeah. On my Sunday, I was actually hiking. I was not in an urgent care.
Wow, so the exact opposite of fucking your foot up.
Yep.
Using your feet properly.
Using my feet,
Look at that.
Really cool place. We went to this past weekend. We went to Watkins Glen, New York.
Really? I heard there's a racetrack there.
Yeah, there's a pretty famous racetrack there since the 1950s. Yeah. Watkins Glen International Raceway is...
They actually had a Grid Life Festival there we didn't make it to this year. It was the opener, first time there.
Yeah, and I don't think they did drift there. I think they just did the time attack and stuff, but they should do drift there because...
Is it good? Windy?
I got to drive it this weekend on Saturday.
That's right.
So
jealous.
I got some new drip up in here.
Yeah, you had a story behind that hat.
I do have a story behind this hat.
Let's hear it, though.
So one of the...
I dare you to say fastest slap. I'll punch you right square in the
Oh my god.
mouth.
No. See, actually, that's the shittiest part of the day, is it rained all afternoon, so there was puddling all over the track, so they actually canceled hot laps at the end of the day.
Oh, man.
So we, practiced stuff all day long, and then, wanted to do the hot lap, and no hot lap.
That sucks.
So...
It's like fucking edging at that point in time.
Whereas the hot lap would have been the best part of the day, the skid pad was the best part of the day.
Oh.
So
I didn't know there was a skid pad.
Yeah. So the Lexus Performance Driving School, which is what this hat is, that I have a story about.
Okay.
They do skid pad, they do autocross, and then they do big track
Like
instruction.
Okay.
So a lot of times you'll see in instructional, like at Grid Life, like you said, when you're a first timer, you have to go out with an instructor and they teach you driving theory and braking points and all that stuff.
Like last day of the weekend, last shit on the track type of thing.
Right. And so the way they do it at the entry level with the Lexus Performance Driving School is lead follow. So there's an instructor in a car in the front, and then there's 3 novice drivers in their own cars behind him.
Okay.
So he drives the ideal line, and you follow him. Pretty cool. All the instructors.
Lead by example.
Right, exactly. And it's not like these are just like enthusiasts. Like all these instructors were professional open wheel racers and professional IMSA racers, GT racers, NASCAR racers.
Okay.
These are like real drivers. People who had contracts, who drove for teams, like actually competed in real racing series.
That's impressive.
You could say they might know something about driving.
Right.
Hopefully.
One would say.
So it was fun, but I really wanted open track in front of me because the problem with having a lead follow setup is he has to go relatively at the pace of what the slowest person or maybe the second fastest person would be at, which is the person last in line.
Okay.
So he said we usually put the slowest one in the middle, but we rotated, so obviously
so eventually somebody was at the back, somebody was at the front.
Right. So you'd get a slow driver at the back, and then he'd have to slow way down so that he could still instruct and see how they're moving. And I found myself like coming up on the bumper of my instructor quite often.
Right.
You know, because I want to late brake in the corner. Like we race snowmobiles as kids. I want to late brake into the corner.
Yeah. Brake hard, and then once you're right about the apex, you want to be transitioning back to your throttle.
Turned in, run it wide, hit the apex again. So, and obviously I play racing games and stuff, which is by no means the same as actually driving a car.
But it at least gives you a relative concept of it.
Right. You get the idea of like, hey, you can't go through that type of a corner in 8th gear at
wide open
150 miles an hour.
Exactly,
like,
It's called downshift, bud.
Downshift and brake. Like, get your shit together so you can actually go that
There's
way.
more pedals than the skinny one.
Believe it or not, tires have 100% grip and then 0 grip.
Oh, yeah, and there's no fucking in between.
So, like, the scale goes down as you push the tires harder. So,
oh, God.
Yeah. But I got to drive 3 really fun cars this weekend.
I thought it was only one. You told me about the one, the 500 horsepower rear wheel drive. Start with that one.
So they were all 500 horsepower rear wheel drive.
Well, all right.
So they're all the F Sport or F Series cars, except for the LFA, obviously, because they're probably not going to.
No, fuck no.
Do that with novice drivers.
I don't care if you're the best person on the track. You're not getting.
You're not doing it.
No.
So I got to drive the LC 500 on the big track.
Oh.
So that was the big track.
Oh, God.
So let's see if I have a thing here. The LC 500 is their like luxury coupe, but what I didn't realize is that the LC has a better weight distribution than the RC.
Really?
Like the RCF, which is one of the other cars I drove. But
I hate you. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Not the track edition one, but it was a RCF. But yeah, so LC, where are my photos? Wow, can I really not find them?
You're acting like me now, motherfucker.
Yeah, I see that. I'm bad at doing this, apparently.
Multitasking.
Anyway, I will look it up.
Yeah, we'll splice some fucking shit in. Or keep going. There you go.
The LC 500 Lexus product. Get there. Okay. This is...
Well, that's an ugly car. I'm sure you hated driving
that.
Oh,
yeah, it was awful. So I drove a red one, obviously.
Well, yeah.
They were like, oh, yeah, you get to choose whatever you want. So that, I believe, is like a 49%, 48%, I think, to the front on that car.
Okay.
So it's almost 50-50. It's kind of like a Miata, pretty much.
Okay.
It's it feels like you're sitting in more like a 350Z than like a Mustang, which is what the RCF feels like.
So a little bit of a shorter nose type of...
Yep. Shorter, like you're farther back. It's kind of like a Supra, actually.
Okay, so you're further back in the car, but the nose is shorter as well.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a V8 instead of the inline 6. So the car's balance is very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
It's a 10-speed. It's a 5-liter V8.
Were any of the cars stick?
None of these cars are sticks, period. I wish.
Any dual clutch?
I think this one is a dual clutch.
Okay.
And I think the RCF may also be. I can't be quoted on that because I don't actually know. I didn't look into it.
I won't be salty then.
However, if it's not a dual clutch, the shifts are quite fast.
Okay.
So
I respect that. That's a big thing. It's just as long as it's not like click and then like the Mercedes video we watch where it's like you hit the button and then it's like do shift.
So I did play with the paddles a little bit and it's like,
okay,
it's there.
That's probably
like, you click it and it goes. So Watkins Glen, this car at speed. There was one thing we did where you're 3 in a row and then the instructor hits the right turn signal and the person in the lead, not the instructor, but the novice in the lead, moves to the right, and then the middle person and the back person are supposed to accelerate to try to catch the instructor.
Like, what did we call those in football? That style of run, but it was the back had to run to the front versus the front dropped to the...
So they called it shuffling the deck.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember what we called it, but I do know what you're talking about. Indian runs, I think that's what they called them. That's probably not PC anymore, bro, but that's what they called them.
Called them at least.
When we were playing sports. So we would do that with these cars.
Okay.
And that was the best part because now you don't have another car in front of you. If you're the middle guy, like...
Then it's go.
You're just... I literally found the firewall and just held it there. And I saw 110 going up the straight and you're coming out of... I wouldn't say a tight corner, but it's...
Kind of a big sweeper type of thing.
Yeah, it's like a sweeping corner that kind of comes like downhill and then you're uphill because this is a NASCAR track. So
fuck, that is the road course track, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, this track is owned by NASCAR.
Interesting.
So I actually have a lap. Actually, let me show you. That's the layout. So this is where we started. This is the pit lane right here, this little line.
Yep.
And then this is the start-finish line. So you go this way down to the 90, which is a downhill 90-degree turn.
Okay.
That takes you down this small straight here into the S's, which is an uphill, like big chicane kind of.
The S's, I like that.
Yep. And then the back straight, which you can get cooking on. It's uphill into the back straight, and then you come like to the top of the hill, and you have to go through this actual. They call it the inner loop, but it's a chicane basically. And I think
the big corner.
These grayed out sections are the actual NASCAR portion. When they do the road course, they don't go through the chute and the toe and the boot. And
I'd say that's a lot of fucking cornering then.
Yeah, so those cars aren't. And these are like, it's not flat. So
I'm sure.
When you come out of the outer loop here, you're going downhill. And then you go back uphill a little bit. And then you go downhill again through the chute. And then when you get to the toe, you're going uphill again, and you're on the boot heel here.
That much fucking elevation across that. Holy shit!
Yes, it is a blast. They're all
that's rowdy as fuck.
All cambered corners, all banked. Everything is like when you're coming. What is it? When you're coming down the outer loop, like right around where the second O in loop is, there's a flag station.
Yep.
So you're actually coming wide all the way until you can like you're looking at the flag station while you're driving. Like you're not looking at the road
because it's just that hard.
You're driving the road in your peripheral.
That's really cool.
So there's a set of rumbles right on like where the P is, and you come into those rumbles and then you go wide again,
just to the inside type of thing to come.
Yeah, because you go downhill all the way into the toe, and then you're going uphill again to the heel. It's bananas. So actually, I'm sorry, you go up and over a hill and then back down into the heel, and then you go uphill again into turn 9, and then you basically finish kind of flat-ish, but they're banked coming through the main straight.
Back onto the
through
front
10
straight.
and 11. Yeah. Which is basically a 90 again.
Holy shit.
Actually, it's more than a 90, technically.
Yeah.
I got a queued up lap for you. This is a IMSA car.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Patrick Long, driver of the number 58 Wright Motorsports Porsche GT3R. We're at Watkins Glen International Raceway, and I'm going to take you for one lap around this spectacular circuit. The front straightaway here at Watkins Glen is not very long. You do get into 6th gear. Turn 1, great overtaking opportunity. It's a 3rd gear corner. You use all the road on the exit, but we have to watch track limits this weekend. The officials have
the video starts at the start-finish line, correct?
This is the S's. It's flat out in a GT car. You're at 5th gear, grabbing 6 at the top of the hill. You take a look into your screen and your mirrors. You see a prototype approaching me, driver's left. This is the back straightaway. It's the fastest part of the racetrack, 158 mile an hour approach into the bus stop. Down 2 gears, using all the curbs here, you really test the dampers and the setup of the car. As you exit, you're approaching down into the carousel. This is a very, very quick right-hander. It's 5th gear, it's over 100 miles an hour, and there's not a lot of room for air. We're now descending into the boot.
Idiot.
It's shaped like a boot. This would be
the boot,
sort of
still
ankle
coming
or
down.
entry to the boot. 3rd gear, over 100 miles an hour. Another short shoot as we head down into.
So now you're
turn
coming in
7.
hard braking
Very,
zone
very
and then
much
uphill to the right.
Uphill ascend, and for
He
that
was
reason,
full
we have to
brake
get to
pedal on
early
his
throttle
fucking
and look
little
up
gauge there.
very much to the exit of the corner.
Jesus
Building
Christ.
speed to another overtaking opportunity.
That's actually
up to
the first
5th
thing
gear
we did.
here. Look in your mirror, take a breath.
What was
Late
learned
hard
braking?
braking
You go
down
up
into
over a
3rd
hill and
gear.
then you're
This is
going
the hardest
downhill
braking
again.
of the
That's
racetrack other than
fucking
turn 1.
insane how much
Again, watching
elevation
track
there
pace
And then
is.
on the
uphill
exit
again.
Here, we need to keep 2 wheels on the road. Get the car back over to the right-hander.
And then this
You're
is a
almost
wide
there. It's a very
section.
late
He
apex.
actually takes
3rd
it a little
gear,
bit
we come out
narrower
of the
than
boot,
we
we're
were,
back onto
but
the
Right.
you
traditional
take it
NASCAR
wider and then
circuit.
come
2
in
more
tight.
corners, turn 10.
But you want to
It's
hold
a
this
5th gear
line
approach. You have to
because
keep
this
the
one,
diff
you
lock,
like brush
which
the
means
brakes and
keeping
come
some
through
throttle all
at
the way
full
through the
throttle
corner,
basically
back over to
into the
left-hander
last
for
turn.
the final corner, turn 11. You can
Because
see
that's
the
where the
yellow
pit lane
line, which is the
starts,
blend
that
line
yellow
into the
line.
pits.
Here, yep.
Early on
So
throttle, building
you like
speed.
apex the
One
pit
lap goes
lane.
by very quick here at Watkins Glen. It's fast.
And then you're
There's
right
a
back up
lot
the
of
straight.
risk, and
And
you
so
have to
turn
lean
1,
on
you're
your
coming in at
aerodynamics to
90
have a good
degrees
lap around here.
doing, in the cars we were driving, which is, 470 horsepower. I saw 110 miles an hour on the straight on one of my passes, and then my instructor braked pretty early in my opinion, so I had to brake earlier. I think I could have pushed it deeper and gotten a later brake, but obviously we're beginners, so
It sucks that they fucking held you back on a hot lap.
yeah. Well,
I would've been
I didn't
fucking
actually get any
salty.
hot laps. This was all
That's what
training.
I mean. Well, I'm sorry, that's what I meant. It
Yeah.
sucks you didn't get a hot lap. I mean, I would
Yeah.
be fucking salty.
Yeah, it was a bummer, but at the same time, I still got to drive Watkins Glen. Like I did,
You've driven it more times than I have.
so each session we got in the car was 3 laps.
Mhm.
So we did 3 consecutive laps, and then I think we did that like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
So
That's still fucking awesome, though.
I got to push the car a little bit. I got to feel like obviously stability control and everything they left on for the beginner class. There is a master class where you get your own dedicated instructor once you've
in
passed
the car with you.
Right, in the car with you, and you drive the RCF track edition, and you have to pass the one that I took to take that class. So I think I'm gonna maybe see if I can try to take the master class.
So we'll get into. I want to get into your story with the hat too, but out of curiosity, for somebody that wants to go and do this, what does the school cost?
Cost me $1,100 with a guest. So it's $100 for the guest and it's $1,000 for the experience. You get breakfast, lunch, snacks, and drinks all day. You get a group. They take you around to each thing. You get instruction from professional drivers, and you get to beat the crap out of cars that aren't yours.
And this is which honestly, I mean, that aspect alone, I mean, think they got to put tires, brakes, service the vehicles, and especially novice class. I mean, when you know how to beat on a car properly, you can do it and kind of, I don't want to say it's better for
be
it.
nice to it.
Yeah, like you
in a
know
way.
how to be nice to it while beating on it, whereas in a novice class, and not necessarily you, just in general.
Oh, yeah, definitely
Like-
me too, though. I mean,
if you don't know how to properly beat on it, then you actually beat on it worse in a way.
totally.
So,
Yeah, definitely. I saw that a few times for sure. Like, me being a mechanic, I'm like, I drive people's cars all the time. Like, I'm hesitant to want to beat the shit out of it because my mind, I'm going to have to fix it.
yeah, and you're in somebody else's car.
Right.
It's, normally you have to have the conscious mindset of, like, this isn't mine. Now you have the concept of this isn't mine, but they don't care.
Right. They're like, the first thing we did was they took us up to that little chicane there at the top of the hill, and we had a start point and a break point, and we were supposed to hit the brakes as hard as we can at full acceleration. Like, at the cone you start at, you floor it, and then
When you get to the next cone, it's 2 foot the brake pedal.
pretty much, yeah. So he actually told me, like, I thought I was stomping on the brake pedal, and he was like, that's about a 7. You need to push it to a 10 right off the bat and then back off as you come into the corner. So you punch the brakes and then slowly release, and then you maintain your like your turn trajectory, because you're trying to get to the point of like grip failure.
Yeah.
But dial it back
right before it.
a smidge before that. And so you're carrying your speed through the corner, and then you got to maybe either maintenance throttle or maintenance brake, given the elevation changes on this,
right,
to then turn the car the other way to get through. And it's almost a straight line through that chicane, basically. Like you're up. So they didn't want us running the bumpers. I may have run the bumpers a few times.
Obviously.
Like there was
It's not your car.
Yeah, there was a few times. Well, and it was raining, so, the paint, obviously, it turns into like ice. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. I want to drive this thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm here to drive it.
So I hit the bumpers a few times, and we had a meeting that was like, you should absolutely not be running the bumpers, and they wouldn't call me out specifically, but I was like, fucking, yeah, I want to get that line, bro. I can see the line.
Yeah, like you see where everybody else is hitting them.
Yeah, I want to hit it. So I'm going to hit it.
They called you out, bitch.
They definitely did. They didn't, but they did. So, yeah, I did that. IndyCar races here. Like, obviously, we saw the pictures.
Fuck you for not muting Mike.
I got to meet this guy, Scott Pruitt.
Well, that's an honor to be part of 4GT project for Le Mans. Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway. So he has driven for...
Absolute buffoon.
I know.
What are you, fucking, like, day one here?
I know.
I mean, I've been fucking looking at it this whole time an idiot. So.
That's okay.
Welcome to the Modcast.
Yeah, right? Ford GT project for Le Mans. He also drove for... What is that, BMW? Yep, BMW in... what was this? IMSA? Chip Ganassi Racing. So... Yeah, he has a...
He knows what he's doing.
His resume is quite impressive. So, yeah, NASCAR, CART, IMSA, Trans Am, Grand Am. He's 63 years old, and he took me for the ride of my life on the autocross track.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
Like, that guy wheels?
He wheels hard.
Okay.
What did I say? 63 years old?
Yep.
Dude wheels harder than anybody I know.
I respect that.
Like...
So, you got on the autocourse when it was dry still, right?
I was in the wet, actually.
And he still took you for the ride of your life?
Oh, hell yeah.
Did the rain help with that or hurt that?
It didn't seem to affect him at all.
Oh. I mean, he was a Le Mans driver, so, I mean...
Yeah.
You kind of have to drive in anything. And we're back!
Yep, so,
thanks to technology being dumb. Thank you, EPA, even though you have nothing to do with this.
Yep, I'm just going to blame them for all our problems. This is Scott Pruitt. I couldn't pull the video up because nothing that I have is working at the moment. Anyway, he took me for a lap on the autocross track. To give you a frame of reference, my time, which wasn't even close to the best time of any of the group members for the day,
right,
was 19.8, 19.7 seconds, something in that vicinity.
Still getting it.
Yeah, getting after it, never done autocross before. There was a girl in my group who was from Boston, so you can tell she can drive because
kind of have to.
You have to get in and out of places quick. She ran a 17.8, I think. Very fast.
Okay.
Yep, it was impressive.
What did Tim run over here?
So his best one in the wet was 16.1. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! See, that's where professional drivers when they're still shaving 2 seconds. Now I know it was the novice versus him, but fuck.
If it's any better, the best of any of the most experienced people at this particular class was still over 17,
and he was, nipping at the 15s.
Right. So on an autocross track that's short,
sick.
Very quick.
That's fucking sick.
Yep. It was pretty sweet. So yeah,
how much money do you think you make as a part of the Lexus racing team?
A lot.
You think they're hiring? Not that I don't like what I do, but I definitely know I would like that more.
Yeah, of course. I hope so.
Race cars.
So there's a 6 hours of the Glen coming up in June.
6 hours of the Glen.
I believe he will be participating in.
I would be actually very interested in going and watching that, to be honest.
So
it's weird. It's only, it is a 6 hour race. I don't want to say it's weird, but
right. It's
normally when you think of races like that, it's 24.
Right. But, yeah. So there's different classes of endurance racing. 6 hours is it's pretty good racing. I mean, It's tough to watch a race for that long, but
there's people that
could be worth it. I mean, a lot of shit
dedication.
happens. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure Lexus
is.
Yeah. A lot of breakdowns.
That's my guess.
Endurance racing is fascinating because it's not just like, can you do it fast? It's like, can you do it fast
for a long period of time?
Really long time.
That's why I like 24 hours of lemons so much.
Yes, 24 hours.
Can you make a shit box last for like
lemons?
Yeah,
is so much fun, especially to watch these like crappy ass cars with like no exhausts on them, just like.
You know they 24 hours of lemons races New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Yes, they do. I've actually seen them race there.
We should probably work on getting a car together for that. To be honest.
Yeah, probably. I wasn't actually there for that though. I was there for a different event. Believe it or not. Yeah, they were holding 2 events on the same day, and the other one was Punkin' Chunkin'.
You're at the racetrack for Punkin' Chunkin'.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, if it makes you feel any better, I've been to New Hampshire Motor Speedway like 5 times, and every single one of those times was for certifying state police radar guns.
So not racing.
The one time we went there, what's the racing school up north of here?
It's not Dirtfish.
That's out west, right? Washington, I think.
Or Washington, yeah.
It's something whatever rally school in New Hampshire. God, that's gonna drive me up a wall. But anyway, they do a rally school, and they also have a like other schools, and they were there that day running the stock cars around the track while we were doing it, which that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But
yeah, so some of those cannons for Punkin' Chunkin', by the way, can shoot like a mile. They shoot pumpkins like a mile.
Is there just like they know that they can shoot a pumpkin a mile in that direction in that area?
Yeah, exactly. Because the track is owned on that end of the mile as well. So
see,
technically there's not supposed to be people there.
I have this thing where if you can own a piece of property big enough that you can take a plane off, loop around, and land without ever leaving the airspace above your property, I think you should be able to drop bombs on it.
I'm pretty sure there are places where that's actually illegal.
I'm just saying, like, if you never leave your property, then I mean, as long as you aren't like, I'm not saying like drop a nuke or something.
No,
but I mean, like you want to like fuck around and just be like
target practice. Why not? You know, it's fun. I met a guy at an air force, at an air show, not an air force, with a retired British military jet that he had a Gatling gun on the front of. And that's exactly what he did in Montana, was fly over his property and gun stuff down with it.
Just because he can.
Yeah. He had a lot of money, but he was just standing in front of it, and he's like, yeah, that's what I do.
That's what I aspire to do for a living.
Yes, please.
I'm pretty sure you just becoming a content creator, you can do that.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way.
Hey, so if you want to see us drop some bombs on stuff in Montana, I pulled up the photos.
I was actually, it's funny. I'm glad I looked in the corner and saw that was a Grid Life picture, because I was about to be like, dude, that car runs at Grid Life.
Yeah, it does.
Because there's a Grid Life banner on it. Idiot.
Because all of these were at Grid Life.
Oh, hold on a second. Scroll up. That dude traveled the G-body, dude.
Yeah.
That we're going to see him at Midwest, too.
Of course.
That guy goes everywhere with that fucking car.
That's what I want to do. Yeah. I would love to do that, follow the Grid Life circuit. That'd be a lot of fun. But, yeah, I mean, dude, if there was ever a track to watch, like, the coolest drifting ever, this would be it.
Okay. Well, dude, look at the fucking elevation change on that fucking left corner. Yeah.
That one right there?
Well, dude.
Yeah, so that's the S's.
Of course, those were all Teslas that I had to point out.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care what's driving on it. It's a fun experience.
That's the S's. Okay, so that's right off the front straight.
So you come off the front straight, you hit a 90-degree downhill, and then you go through the S's.
So it's 90-degree downhill, and then into the edge of that first corner you're seeing, and is this the first corner here?
So 90-degree downhill, it's a little bit of a straight with bumpers, and then you go through the S's up to what would be your right.
Rowdy.
And yeah, it's like right, left, right, and then...
Ooh, they got a couple of good cars in the big boy classes this year, don't they?
Yes, they do.
See that fucking Black Series Mercedes. Was Ferris Courtamy, or whatever the heck his name is, was he there?
I could not find a picture of his car. I'm assuming if he was there, that there would be one.
I probably couldn't get a picture of it.
Didn't you ride in this one?
I didn't ride in not the Turn 14 car. That would have been sick.
Not that one?
No. It's a green Hawkeye wagon is what I ran in.
Oh, there are more pictures I actually didn't load up and look at.
Oh, there you go. Now it's the every single damn picture on the track.
Supra. Hey, getting it down. I like it.
I'm very excited to see. I actually am, as weird as this going to sound coming out of my mouth, I am excited to see how much electric is going to be there this year.
Yeah.
And I just want to see how it paces, too.
Right, and, like, what their maintenance is like and stuff.
Yes,
like,
and how many times they can hot lap.
They're still going out there, and they're lapping. It's just how much,
you
know? Because
energy are they going to hit the morning session and the afternoon session?
Right.
You know, like, when you go to Grid Life, I mean, you're going to see 2 to sometimes 3 sessions a day.
Yep.
So, like
per class.
Seriously, though,
so
yeah. I mean,
it's
just depending on what's going on. So, like, can you run it in all of them is my big thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure there's got to be some way to, you would think, but I don't know.
So, let me tell you the story, and then we're going to move on to an auction car.
Oh, yeah.
So,
story of the hat, the Lexus Performance Driving School.
And it says Lexus on the back.
Ooh, fancy.
So it's
super
super
like a good
fancy.
golf hat, to be honest.
Yeah, looks like a great golf hat. So this hat, I got another hat while I was there that came in the bag with the graduation gift stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a black hat, different than this, very different. One of the people who works in this organization got this for me because I was bugging him all day long about the hat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want the hat.
And he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, keep it on the DL." And he slides me the hat.
Keep it on the DL. Tell us on our podcast.
I'm not saying who it is. Wicked nice dude.
Oh, I'm
Wicked
sure.
cool dude. He was fun.
That's fucking awesome, though.
Yeah. He hooked it up with the hat.
Dude, that's rowdy as
bro.
shit that he's, bro. It's like, dude,
Absolutely.
give me a hat, bro. Come on.
I was like, come on, man. Because he had it. He had the hat. And
that's rowdy.
Like, only a few of the people there had this hat. Most of them had black hats.
Like the ones that you got in the bag.
Yeah. So, obviously, I'm narrowing it down for anyone who cares. But it's just a hat. Like, he honestly made my day by giving me the hat because we didn't get to do the hot laps. And he brought me this. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
I'll take that.
Turn around. It's a little awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but the RCF was the car that I used on the skid pad, and the IS 500 was the autocross car. So I got to drive all three. They all have, I think, the same drivetrain. I know they have the same engine. I don't know about transmission, but I'm pretty sure it's all the same across all the cars. The RCF on the skid pad was a blast.
I had a sneeze. There's a sneeze.
You working a sneeze?
Fucking there, bro.
I hate when that happens, dude. It'll come out like in the middle of trying to say something.
Yeah, I'll go to fucking the like, fuck you.
Yeah, so RCF does some pretty gnarly little donuts. I actually got it in second gear doing donuts.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit. Not that I held any like good donuts. Like they were more like ellipses kind of going around the 4 cones in the middle. They weren't circles.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because it's more of a drift at that point.
Yeah, I was trying to drift it. I was having fun.
Good. Yeah,
I was
why not?
literally throwing the wheel all the way to the lock and then letting it go and just like...
letting it spin it, do its thing.
Like just ripping it around the cones and then trying not to hit them on the way back to do another one.
Whip it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was a damn good time. We didn't get any video of that, unfortunately, because it was pouring rain during the skid pad, which is like the best time for it to pour rain when you're at a racetrack.
Of course, like you can't do your hot lap, but you're about to go have the time of your life on the skid pad, so there's a little, a little up and down on it.
The instructor, like, I rolled my window down when I was done. The instructor was like, he's like, "Is this your first time doing that?" I'm like, "I mean, yeah, other than like empty parking lots and snow season in my pickup truck." And he was just like, "Nice fucking job," and he shook my hand.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was a professional driver, so I was like,
an absolute bro with him out there. Yes.
Yep. And I was like, "Hey, do you follow Formula Drift?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah." And I was like, "Ryan Turk's from New Hampshire." I'm like, "Maybe I got a chance." And he was like, "You might."
You never know.
So I was like, "I don't know if I'll ever be a drifter," but like...
He's like, "Listen here, novice class boy."
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
No, but that's fucking sick, though, dude. I mean, for any one of them to actually go out of their way to compliment you on what you were doing, that means something.
That was fun.
110%.
It was like little boost. I was like, I know it wasn't clean. It wasn't pretty. It didn't last. Like maybe I got 7 rotations around the cones before I lost control.
Right.
But
then
I still got 7.
But the second you lost control, it's just, oops.
Yeah, oopsies. And like
pedal.
Most of the people got maybe 1 or like half of a rotation around the cones before they lost it. So like literally just kicked the end around and like lost
So they
it.
were just going too much throttle,
Just holding it wide open instead of like cracking it and then letting off and modulating the throttle. That's what they were telling us to do. So I was like, let's give it a rip.
Do it. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think it's kind of like our little sled drifting.
Exactly.
Exact same modulation and there's so much that I've come to realize over the years. There's so much we've learned from riding sleds growing up that transitions so much into other stuff.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
It was easier to learn how to do like driving a clutch growing up because you know how to like modulate throttle. Not as much like clutch control.
But you feel the
sled.
engagement.
You feel engagement. I had some other fun toys growing up that I got to learn clutch on too. But
of course,
more like throttle modulation, how something works when you're steering and all that jazz. It was right. This was a good time.
Like load transfer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big thing.
Weight transfer side to side, especially on the old sleds where you have to lean.
Really hard
since
to get them around.
Since I keep saying sleds, you want to just look at some sled stuff, then we'll go into our last little one?
Of course.
So, we acquired technically 3 sleds since the last time we talked, sort of. And I say my brother got 2 of them. My dad acquired 1 of them.
Okay.
So.
It went away with all of our updated stuff.
Sick. So, very bottom picture.
Boom.
So this is just our little lineup we have right now. This is actually not all of the sleds on the property. These are the outside sleds.
Yeah, these are the ones that don't get the proper indoor treatment of like the antique collector's item. This is like we like it, but it's still just...
There's more valuable, nicer stuff that goes in there.
So 100%.
And the only reason we moved them all is we had to mow. And quite frankly, sleds take up a lot of fucking space. So you got to move them out of the way and mow around them.
Exactly.
So we had to go chronological order with our Polarises and our Yamahas. So the oldest sleds are on the right. But in the case of those Polarises, actually, the first 3 Polarises are all 1971s.
Okay.
Or 2s, whatever, one of those 2 years.
Sure.
They're my dad's sleds. So.
Yeah.
And the Yamahas as well in the back. So the new sled in this picture that you have not seen is actually the first Yamaha on the right.
The white one?
The white one.
Oh,
that
yeah.
That is a 1971 Yamaha GP433B.
Okay. What does that all mean?
So, no fucking idea because Yamahas are stupid, but I know a couple things about them.
Fair enough.
This is Grayson's sled. This sled was acquired for the price of $3 and $3. Yeah.
Free 99.
Free 99.
I like it.
Livingston's had a swap meet this weekend.
Okay.
And he was there, and one of his buddies traded a sled for that sled, and then when they got to the house, there was no spark, and he was like, fuck it, you can have it. So, now it's ours.
Sick.
Yeah, right?
Probably not that hard to fix.
Has about 830 miles on it.
That's it?
Yep.
830 miles?
830 miles.
Original... Do we know?
As far as we can tell, original.
Original stuff?
The zeros in the speedometer itself are lined up.
Okay.
Right square in the center, so I have no reason to believe they're not.
Right.
It's connected right now, so...
Shit. Okay.
Fun fact, that's not even the lowest mile sled we acquired this week.
Oh, come on.
Talk about half.
Half?
So we'll
400 miles-ish?
We'll see in a minute.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that was just the lineup. We just kind of wanted to get them all out of the way, and I was like, fuck it, we'll line them up nice and get a nice little picture
of course.
So we're going to get all of the sleds together for some pictures a little bit later when it's a little warmer out.
Maybe less rain.
Yeah, a lot of rain. But yeah, some fun sled stuff. Always got to have the sleds around. It's summertime, so obviously you got to be dealing with snowmobiles, right?
Well, yeah, that's...
When else do you do sled stuff?
Why would you get them ready in the winter when you're supposed to be using them?
Exactly.
You might as well get them ready in the summer so that you can use them.
Yeah, you learned that the hard way a couple years ago.
Oh, God, every freaking time. Well, the thing is like, everything always needs work.
I mean, they are still old sleds.
Yeah. They all need something. So it's just like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just like build a suspension.
It's one of those 500s.
My car.
Even yours with less compression on one cylinder, you could still probably fire it up and go rip it around if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I did. I was like,
good.
Let's go.
Why not?
I even threw a pipe on there, like a DG pipe with a can.
Oh, you bastard.
And I rode it that way. The thing high idles, the RPMs are way off. I'm pretty sure like half the weights in the clutch are stuck with rust. Like, I don't fucking know.
Who cares? But it moves.
Getting so hot.
Oops.
Oopsies.
But so, my dad currently is on a sewing machine mission.
Okay.
Did those pictures not transfer over? I swear to God.
I think we're out of juice. So
So Dad is currently on a snowmobile mission.
Sewing machine mission. Okay.
And he just happens to accidentally be acquiring a snowmobile.
Ah, yes.
In trade for sewing machines.
Oh. Okay.
Which just makes it so much better. 0 items added. It's weird. It says I cannot add them to that.
I think it's because we need more storage. Gmail's cutting us off.
Thanks, Gmail.
They're literally not letting us send pictures via Gmail because we have no more Google space.
So they are actually sent through the email currently, so you can see this one.
Oh, okay, good.
Just a little over half the miles, but still less. So he's currently actually in the state of Montana. Dad is in his truck.
A little jealous there.
He sent us some videos of him driving down the highway, and I mean, he went out of his way to tell us how gorgeous it is.
Wow.
And
he's been a lot of places.
He's been through the Rockies before. He's in the Rocky territory. Like he's on that side of the state as well.
Not the plains.
Which he of course came through the plains, which he said was equally as beautiful.
Right.
But he for like 20, 30 miles, he was on this just consistent downhill slope into this massive valley that you could like see the cliff edge like
way away.
Oh yeah.
That's a different thing.
Oh dude.
Than what we live around.
Yeah, no, I mean like we have the one big, we call it massive like mountain range. We have the presidentials here, but like
yeah.
I mean fucking shit on the Rockies.
No, not at all. The Rockies are crazy big. I want to go to Montana and see them. So,
this is our barn find Rupp Nitro 440 liquid cooled with 551 original miles we are purchasing from the original owner.
No way.
Yes.
Barn find.
True barn find. So this sled, if I remember correctly, is a 1977.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too good on my Rupps, so I don't want to be quoted on that. But I believe it's a 77 Rupp Nitro liquid.
What the fuck just happened here?
Oh, that shit's all just freaking right out.
Dude, it doesn't even want to stay in. Wow, this is going very swimmingly.
That's what happens.
Okay, Rupp Nitro.
So this sled was ridden, obviously it's only got 550 fucking miles on it, which is confirmed because they told us that they rode the sled the first winter they had it, and that it was taken out of the barn 3 times after that.
Why?
He's a farmer.
Okay.
You had to do your farming.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you had time for sleds, you rode your sleds. If you didn't, you were farming.
Yep. Makes perfect sense.
So, unfortunately, he is currently dying of kidney failure. Which I always hate to hear, and you never want to acquire anything off of somebody else's misfortune that way.
Yep.
But he does want it to go to a good home, and we fully intend on giving that a good home. We think it's in nice enough condition, too. This one's probably going to end up being a show sled.
Yeah,
just definitely. As a true, just original barn find.
Yeah, totally.
But
I mean, it's a factory twin pipe, yeah?
Those are factory twin pipes, my guy.
That's our first amazing showpiece.
Oh, this sled is going to be great too because the barn it's been sitting in since approximately 1979, 1980, somewhere in there. Climate controlled.
Come on.
Yeah.
Climate controlled barn.
Yeah. It's more of their garage, but barn garage.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude, it is. We're very excited. So he's currently in Montana. He's on his way. So to anybody that hasn't heard this before, my dad sells pre-1900 sewing machines. Yes, you heard that correct. Yes, you can do that for a job. Yeah. So he's been doing it for 20-ish years. He has clientele all across the country. One of his clients is getting out of the sewing machine game, wants to sell his entire collection.
Makes sense.
So my dad hooks his trailer up to the truck, drives from the state of New Hampshire to the state of fucking Montana.
All the way to the other end.
Yeah. To the Rocky Mountain side of Montana. I mean, like, he's out there.
Yeah.
Picking up this collection and driving it back. On the way back, he is picking the sled up. The deal has already been made. We are doing a sewing machine for snowmobile swap.
Okay.
And he's going to come back with this amazing... Us second owners. We are the second owners of the snowmobile.
What year is this thing?
78, I believe.
Okay.
77
second
or 8.
Of a 50-year-old snowmobile.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
so cool.
I mean, like, from the pictures we've seen of it, just as nice a condition as it might have been the day that it came off the showroom floor. I'm not going to say it's that mint.
Wow.
But I mean, like, look at the layers of dust on it. Look at how clean the cylinder head is in that picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's not an ounce of corrosion on that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So.
That's, like, ideal.
Oh, we're very excited.
You should be.
And we're going to ride the shit out of it. Lightly.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just enough to understand.
No, we do believe in riding shit.
Totally.
Like, it's going to suck to put miles on it because it only has, hasn't even broke 1,000 miles. Like,
yeah,
I do 1,000 miles, like, driving to work in, like, a month.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of fucking crazy to think that. I know
right?
you're talking cars to sleds, but
it's got nothing.
It's still insane.
It's nothing.
Not even broke in yet.
Barely.
Fucking A.
That's pretty cool.
There
were some other drivers.
Okay.
There's one other that's notable at the event. He was an instructor.
Mm-hmm.
He raced in Formula 1 for 2 seasons. He raced IndyCar for many seasons.
Okay.
I now understand why he doesn't race anymore. Because of some of his accidents that he's had.
Well, is that why he only raced Formula 1 for a couple seasons?
No, he had some... He didn't have the best results in Formula 1. His best... So, he was a midfield guy. I mean, his best starting position was 11th, and his best finishing position was 8th. So, midfield.
Okay.
Still drove in Formula 1. It's crazy.
He's driven more race in Formula 1 than I probably ever will.
And that was back in the 70s.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This guy
is driving
old.
the hardcore shit.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, the Indy cars he was driving were, like, 800 horsepower V8 cars. Like...
Naturally aspirated rowdiness.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes. So, not for the faint of heart, not for the simple of driving capabilities whatsoever.
No. The only traction control you have is how hard you hit the skinny pedal.
Yeah. His name was Roberto Guillermo, I believe was his name. Cool cat. I only got to talk to him like for a few minutes. I introduced myself to him, and he just... it's cool to see that like somebody, even though he didn't have like this glorious Michael Schumacher career, that he's like giving back basically by, like, obviously it's a job.
Yeah.
Like he gets paid to do what he does. But he's teaching other people, even at the very smallest level, like what motorsports is, and like maybe just going to a class like this, because there were tons of people there who like they drove like NX Lexus, like most of them were Lexus owners that got an email, and like
really?
I'm not a Lexus owner, but I got an email. Same thing as them, and they were just like average people, older people, like 60s,
they're like
70s maybe.
Fuck it, race car on a track.
Yeah,
why not?
So they got to learn how to drive, let's say, better at the very least, and maybe get some appreciation for motorsports for what those guys are doing,
which we need a lot more of.
Exactly. And so it was neat to see him there. It was kind of, I'd say, like an honor, really, to get to drive with him on the same track. Like,
fuck yeah. I mean, think of all the automotive heritage that's happened on that racetrack, and like,
oh yeah,
you have now ridden in those same fucking tire grooves. It's fucking cool,
and it's been there since the 50s.
Yeah,
like when those magazines came out.
Literally, I've actually, isn't there an article on Watkins Glen?
There may be a Glen article.
We're gonna have to. We'll dig through that.
We'll dig through and check it out. But
if we
like,
do, we'll put some pictures in.
It's safe to say that I'm obsessed. The village of Watkins Glen is very cool. The
pictures you guys sent me, that all the buildings had the murals with the different types of cars painted on the side of them. I was like, that's my type of crowd.
The crosswalks were checkered flags.
That's fucking sick.
Yep. And there were plaques like in the cement of all the various famous drivers that have won there.
I saw the Dale Earnhardt one.
All the way down the street in downtown. It's every parking spot has a plaque next to it.
It's almost like the Hollywood. I don't even know what it is with the stars.
Yeah.
And the actors' names, but for race cars.
Exactly.
I appreciate
this was like, so I don't think IndyCar races there anymore, and they were supposed to come back in 2021. It's a NASCAR track now, and they have events like Grid Life there, and they do stuff like that, but it'd be really freaking cool to see IndyCar go back there, because when I tell you this town literally exists because of this track, like everything else out there is farm country. Like this town
is because of the racetrack.
It was where like we went to the state park too, so we got some history.
Okay.
Because this whole other side thing, the Watkins Glen State Park is gorgeous.
Okay.
It's basically a river that cut through a bunch of shale, so it looks like bricks for like probably 400, maybe 300 feet over your head when you're at like the lowest point in the river, deep in the gorge.
That's fucking crazy.
It's amazing. And so like aristocrats went there back in the day to like vacation, and then other than that it was just like farmers out there.
No kidding.
And there's Seneca Lake right there, so like there was fishing and stuff like that. Like very cool place. I could see myself living there if I'm totally honest, but
like it's that nice.
It's that nice.
Okay.
There's no big mountains, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But you know, like
you're not that far of driving. I mean, let's be honest. You drove there the night before.
Yeah, we went there Friday night. I was in a car Saturday morning.
You know, it's not one of those deals like when we want to go to Gingerman, like we're leaving like multiple days early.
Exactly.
To, like road trip.
Yeah.
Which actually, we're not in shit boxes this year.
Right.
So we'll probably be able to just kind of motor.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's unfair though, because you're going to be in something fast, jackass.
Hopefully.
Or hear me out.
Okay.
So he just got 5 brand spanking new, fully decked out Lincoln Navigators. And that's the one we're probably going to be in.
Yeah.
It would be kind of dirty if
we just rolled up in that.
Double rolled up in brand new Navigators.
Yeah, it would be pretty dirty. I'm everything's open.
That's what,
if dude, I look at one of these cars and I decide like
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Now, I'm just saying there's a chance they got heated and cooled massage seats.
Yeah.
So it is a Lincoln.
Yep. I do like the Lincoln products. They make some nice stuff. Some really plush stuff.
I said this to Renee the other day. It's basically like Lincoln is to Ford what Cadillac is to Chevy.
Of course, yeah, exactly.
It's the exact. They're direct competitors. It's you know, it's the United States' Mercedes Benz basically.
Yeah,
like it's that same level of competitor.
And like the thing I'm looking at would be a Lexus. So like that's that. Hopefully, if I can get one,
or if you can find something else fun and fast,
potentially
you should look in. Yes. So our fancy little Kona N that we always like to fucking brag about is a rental car. This bitch is in. You know they got another one too.
Really?
Yeah, in the blue color.
Nice.
It is in the Enterprise rental fleet somewhere in New England. You guys know we obviously live in New Hampshire, so you're gonna figure that much out. I'm not gonna tell you exactly where because I don't want you to go get it.
Yeah, I want to rent it.
I want it.
That's a damn fun car.
But highly recommend. And I've actually done this exact road trip in that exact car, so I know it does it, and I know it does it well.
Yeah, well, that's high on the list. The other thing that I didn't tell you is when we were in Watkins Glen, it was the Corvette gathering weekend. So I'm walking through town and it's just C8, 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 C7, some old split windows, and then some C5s.
Please tell me there were 0 C4s though.
I didn't see a single one.
Good.
All I saw was C7, C8s. I saw a C6, I think. Some C5s, and then
I respect all that shit.
Some real old Stingrays.
C3s, 2s, 1s.
Like 70s, like split window. Oh, dude. It was... I'm just like, this is the best weekend.
I'm enjoying this so much.
This is so... Like, we're walking into this place to get pizza, and I just hear... And like 5 Corvettes come to a stop at the stoplight next to us, and I'm just like... Bruh. This is where I belong.
It was like the fucking Boxer convention at the fucking gas station the other day.
Yeah, with all the Porsches.
There were Porsches everywhere for no reason. It must have been a road rally, a Porsche road rally.
I love that.
So
it's so cool.
Jake.
Yes.
I want to learn you about a car that I don't know if you ever heard of.
Okay.
And it just got auctioned off last week.
You said it had a staggering price tag.
There was 3 commas. 2 commas. It was $1 million. This car sold for just shy of $1.1 million.
Okay, and I'm assuming it wasn't something that would cost that much originally.
No.
I'm assuming it's...
No, to be exact.
It's appreciated quite a bit. Is it this link?
It is this link. Let me introduce you to the Black Ghost. So this car, 1970 Dodge Challenger, black on black on black, Hemi 4-speed car.
All factory that way?
All factory. This car was sold by the original owner's son.
Whoa, dude.
So, the Black Ghost, I'm actually getting chills. This was a infamous car in Detroit. This car roamed the streets of Detroit as a street racer.
Oh, no way.
And it got the nickname the Black Ghost because it would show up, wax people, and disappear. He never stuck around to claim prizes. He never stuck around to brag. He never turned around. He waxed your ass and left.
That's amazing.
So
legend. Absolute legend.
You want to know the most pimp part about this car?
What?
The vinyl top. The incredibly rare... I need to actually relook this up. It was the other link I put in with this. I believe it's called Gator Grip. This bitch... So you got to scroll down. These are some rare tops. That's the top on that car.
And it's all black.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
So, let me give you some specs real quick. This is directly out of here. This car is 46,105 original miles.
Okay. Of waxing people.
Of destroying people. So, understored and in the care of the original family since new. It was purchased by Godfrey Quayles, an Army veteran and Detroit police officer at the time, which is even better.
That's amazing.
Yes. So, directly out of the Mecum Auctions website. So, dubbed the Black Ghost, the car gained notoriety as an urban legend in the Metro Detroit street racing scene by dominating its competition and disappearing as quickly as it came, re-emerging weeks to months later to repeat the winning cycle without ever letting the contenders know who was behind the wheel.
That's epic.
It is absolutely an insane story behind this car, right? And it disappeared for a long time, and it was actually highly debated. People wanted to know where this car was.
I believe it, yeah.
Why not?
Because
right?
it was a legend. Like,
so
where is it?
So now let's get into the nitty gritty of why Mopar people pay too much for these cars.
Okay.
And quite frankly, I think this car should have sold for more.
Really?
One of 23 Hemi Challenger RT SEs produced with the 4-speed manual. This is the only one with that top.
The only one?
Only one known to be produced with this top. So this is a one-of-one spec car.
That's intense.
It's like, I'm literally goosebumps
I could see that going for way more than 1.1 million.
Right? Now,
wow.
It's not a crazy limited edition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yes, it is pretty rare being the SE, only 23 made. I'm not saying that's not the case.
Right.
But like, dude, and I mean, it's the best year. Like, look at that fucking car.
Yeah. That's everything you want in that kind of a car.
You got to scroll through a couple pictures on it too, and as you can see through all the paint and stuff, like, this is absolutely a 100% original car,
dude.
Yep.
I love it.
You just got to bask in its glory for a minute.
Yeah, I love it. Police officer.
Yep. Army veteran police officer.
Just went.
Look at the top, dude. I mean, come on.
The lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks like a checkered flag right there, too. That's amazing.
Actually, they all do. Is the Gator Grain is the name of the top. Gator Grain.
Gator Grain?
Yeah.
And, like, when you look in these, like, these sections here.
Yep.
Look like a checkered flag.
Which is just fucking amazing.
Dodge. Nicely done.
I will say, Dodge killed the fucking muscle car game with some of their shit. Like,
with the tow hitch on the back.
Yeah. Dude, you got to use it.
Yeah.
426 Hemi. I mean, like, this is, as far as, like, the regular Hemi cars go.
Sure.
This is, yeah. Like, this car is without a doubt, like, one of the holy grails. I was kind of in a way comparing it to, like, the Steve McQueen Bullet. This car doesn't have its movie history heritage and stuff like that, but it has such a cult legend behind it that when it resurfaced, everybody just lost their fucking minds.
So I was just laughing a second ago. For anyone who's not actually watching, there's probably what I would imagine is the original or like the second set of tires ever put on this car.
They have to be.
The old Goodyears with the white letters out.
bias plies.
Bias
buddy.
plies, yeah, not radials. Oh my god!
And I mean, look at the chrome above the wheel right there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a perfect car.
No.
By any stretch of the word.
I wouldn't want it to be.
No,
because
I want it
was
to be
raced
exactly the way it is.
Oh, freak of the streets.
Yep.
I love this little section.
Just a little bit on the back.
Where you can just read Challenger RT.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. With the window in the back, it's got the...
And if there's one thing Mecum does very well, it's their photography.
Oh, yeah.
They post for the pictures.
Original plates, I assume.
I would have to assume so, honestly.
Michigan.
1970.
Great Lakes State. FCP 936. Dodge. Yeah, there's like imperfections even in the... Like there's little
chrome.
pieces of the chrome.
Look even the paint. Paint ain't perfect by any stretch of the word.
Amazing.
But it has such an amazing cult history behind it that, like, I mean, it's worth every damn penny of what the people paid for it.
Oh, totally. That's badass. That must have been the most... I hope, anyway, it was, like, the most exhilarating moment for whoever bought that vehicle.
Dude, to be tied to the heritage of this car?
Yeah.
100%.
Because now you're part of the story. Like, the car is going to outlive you if you treat it any sort of right.
Absolutely.
And...
unless some freak shit happens, this car should be, like, honestly, and I understand, looking at the family, a lot of people would say, like, oh, why the hell would you sell your dad's car, especially one that's that?
Well, eventually.
But at the same time, too, fucking almost $1.1 million they got for that car.
Exactly.
His dad paid maybe 30 for it?
Probably not.
Not even close to that much. I'm way over the
that's in the
top.
70s, right?
Hold on.
So, what, $8,000, $9,000 maybe? At the most? It might not even be that much. Like, the amount of money required to get into something like that back then was so much less. Granted, money was worth a lot more, technically, but...
What was the original price? So the original price... Oh, no, that's a 71. Motherfucker.
It's going to be in the ballpark.
Slant 6 cars were $3,000.
Okay, so yeah, $8,000 for like a fully spec'd out V8.
10.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, you added a whole bunch of zeros to that number.
Many zeros, and you got to enjoy the car. And, you know, let's be honest, a car like this is going to be in the papers. You're going to see pictures of it. You've already got to experience your life with it. If it was me, I would have gone down through family generations because it's fucking only going up in value. This car never, I don't care how many owners are added to the bill, it will never drop in value.
Well, and the fact that it was sold actually gives it more of a story because it becomes public at that point. Like, yeah, it already had the story, but
it was only known to that group.
I did it first.
Bless you.
Oh, wow. That like
passed
hurt.
the sneeze on, bro.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, no, that's
I don't know what the Africa thing is up. What's up with that though? I really don't. I don't know if that was something that was added or if that was original to the car. I hope it's original to the car because it looks fucking awesome.
You said he was a military vet. How old was he when he got this thing?
I don't know if they actually mentioned any of that stuff, if they included that or not.
Because if he was a vet from the military and this was a 70s car and he was a police officer, I mean, it depends on how old he was, but if he was 30 or 40 maybe, then... You know, give it 20 years back, you're 20 years old, that's the 50s. I don't know what we were doing in Africa in the 50s, but maybe that was something to do with his military history.
I'm not seeing... I see... So, Godfrey, the original owner, he passed away in 2015, and the car was given to his son at that point in time.
Okay. So, how old was he when he passed away, do they say?
They do not say.
No. Okay. Well, spitballing anyway.
Motherfucker. I'm going to try and dive through the pictures real quick because they say that it has its original window sticker. So if I can find that, we can see what the MSRP of this car was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find it first, bitch. There it is.
Oh, the interior.
Oh. Well, that's the original build sheet, probably. So the total after everything from the dealership, brand spanking new, was $5,272.40.
5,000.
It's 2 pictures away. Right at the bottom of the screen there. Total 5272.40. Bruh.
That's not fair.
You think? Yeah, why? All right.
Nothing we buy right now is going to be worth that much more.
No.
That far away from now.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope, not even fucking slightly.
Nope.
Born in the wrong generation.
I'm sorry, but like stuff like the new STE or the GR Corolla or whatever mainstream hot thing, Tesla, whatever.
They're not going to be worth it.
It's not going to be that.
No.
Even if somebody has a one-of-one plaid roadster or whatever.
Destroy everybody in street racing with.
Yeah.
It's like still not going to bring $1.1 million.
And if it does, it sold for $100,000, so it's still not worth, in like relative terms, as much.
And in this market, you're probably fucking idiots have paid close to that for those brand new, which they shouldn't have.
Could you imagine paying like 50 over sticker on a $50,000 on a $30,000 car, like 30 over sticker on a 30,000, like
because the dealership wants the money,
right? No. And like the managers and the salesmen are gonna make a bunch of money on it, and then you still get the same car.
Yeah, like
the car's not any different than it would have been otherwise.
There are dealerships that won't upcharge you. They exist.
They do exist, and you should give all of your money to them when it comes to buying cars.
Seriously,
and bring your service to them.
You know, when we bought my dad's truck, we actually almost purchased, I'm going to flame him, by the way, I don't care. Our former employer, Irwin, we almost bought a 6.7 Power Stroke from them, 2021.
Yeah.
Worst fucking time to buy a car, and we understand that.
Sure.
But
the business requires it, though.
In that peak time period, they wanted $10,000 over sticker, okay, for a base model that was sitting on their lot.
Yep. Not the one that you wanted.
Nope. The truck that we purchased, which is a fully decked out Lariat, the only two options the truck doesn't have, the heated steering wheel and a sunroof.
Right.
And the 360 cams, so 3.
Okay.
They paid sticker for it. In 2021.
Yeah.
Because, that and that was Portsmouth Ford, so thank you for that, because you guys aren't scumbags.
Yeah, good job.
At least on the dealership side. I won't talk about your fucking garage, because I don't know it, but
yeah,
your salesmen are cool.
Yeah, that's good, though. I mean, if people are willing to be honest in their business conduct, then they'll
get return customers.
Of course.
We've already gone to them. We bring it back for maintenance.
And
it's the whole dealership model.
And it's a good truck. So there's a chance when he's ready to get rid of that one and get another one that he goes back and trades them that truck, and then they can sell it again.
And he's psychotic. Every truck he gets, he's like, oh, I need a bigger truck next time.
Yeah.
Well, he already drives an F-350, and he's already told us he wants a bigger truck.
Of course he does, because then with a bigger truck, you can have a bigger trailer, you can haul more sewing machines, and you can make more money. It just makes sense.
Drive further. Next thing we're going to do, we got to get him on some 21.5 Alcoas. Get him some, real over-the-road tires.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. Well,
it was a fun episode today.
Yeah, so cool.
Did you know about the Black Ghost, by the way?
I had no idea.
You had never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
I'm glad I had to be able to bring that one in then. I've known about this car for a little while. I remember seeing it, probably not when it re-emerged, but relatively recently. Our ginger friend Patrick, who we like to talk about all the time and never bring him on the podcast, is a massive Mopar guy. He has a 67 Dodge Charger.
Yep.
And his first car was a Dart, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, cool car. Little slant 6 car. He was the one that originally told me about this, because he's always following all the Mopar bullshit. So, mostly old parts and rust, you know?
Selling at auction for $1.1 million.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing I can never take away from Mopar is holy fucking holds their value.
Yep.
Here's so I got nothing to back this up, and nobody has ever told me I'm correct in this statement.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you a vehicle that you should invest in now, and I can't wait to get the shit for this.
Okay.
The Chrysler Crossfire AMG.
Really?
Yes. Think about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's Mopar.
Yep.
It's AMG.
It is.
And it's a two-door coupe that's supercharged.
Yep. Makes sense to me. I mean,
it's gonna fucking go up in value. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. It has to.
I think you could even get a stick version, to be honest.
That's pretty sweet.
I know.
Should get one of those.
If you can fucking find one. The problem is all the AMG ones, they're not crazy money because they're Chrysler Crossfires.
Right.
But they're still more money than I'm willing to go spend right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But Mercedes.
But looking at the collector car market, Mopar self crazy money. always, and they will always sell for crazy money. So
might as well get your hands on one.
And that, I think, is a inefficient car that you can potentially get into. Not obviously this type of a return, but
sure.
I think it's going to have some sort of return.
Like if it's a really good one, a clean one,
clean low mile,
and you take good care of it,
yeah,
it could go for some good money later down the road.
I don't even care if you 1.5 your money.
Yeah, you still made out.
That's still a profit.
Yeah,
profit's profit, buddy.
Especially if that's more than what you put into it to maintain it, if that is even possible.
Exactly.
Then, like, by all means,
it's really hard to make good actual money in flipping cars like that.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, not that they were probably expecting to sell this car ever
right.
or for that type of money, but not everybody can do that, unfortunately, unless we go find another Bullet Mustang or the Black Ghost.
If only. We'll have to find out about some lore and go searching.
I'm down. I'd love to go find more shit out about these cars.
Yeah.
I wish I had pictures of the plum crazy purple 340 Cuda that I found when I was in college. Yeah.
You found a plum crazy purple Cuda?
Yeah. And it was the dude that I found it. He was the second owner of the car. It was his car he drove in high school.
Would he sell it?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
The car was rotted into the ground. It still was what it was.
Right.
You'd have to be a really serious Mopar guy to want to restore this car, and he wanted like $40,000.
Oh.
And I was like, guy.
I
He,
do, and I don't understand that.
He also actually had, we were trying to end it, but a little side tangent. Same property. He had two of the, was it Plymouth or Chrysler? In the 80s, they did the crossover with Shelby, and they made like the little Omni fucking hot hatches. He had 3 of them.
No way.
Yeah. And one of them, I remember it distinctly because one was facing you and the two on either side were facing away from you. And they were like in his parking lot off to one side, and then like across diagonally next to his house was this fucking purple Cuda. And like,
jeez.
I drove past his house and was like, I know what I just saw. I saw plum crazy purple. So I was turning around and I pulled right to his driveway, knocked on his door, and I was like, what's up with the car? I just want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I can't afford it. I'm in college.
It doesn't matter.
You know what? I want to hear the story.
I want to hear the story, yeah.
So I did.
That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
You got to go knock. You got to take chances every now and then.
Yeah. I mean, you might get shot at, or you might have an awesome
like
story.
Like that other guy fucking down the road from me that, do not go on his property.
Don't go there.
Don't even knock on his door. Don't do it.
Bad idea.
I think this was now about the Modcast.
I think so.
Seems like an early one today.
Yeah, but we started really early.
Yeah, good point.
So it's actually probably longer, and we had some big pauses.
Good point.
That we had to deal with.
My name's Gabe Anderson.
I'm Jake Overall.
This has been the Modcast. Have a good night, everybody.